We can roll it. Okay. Um, there we go. Good morning, everybody. Afternoon, lunchtime, almost. I'm Dianne Henning, and this is Alice Grevet, and we are with the Joomla Community Magazine, and I'd like to thank all of you for showing up. This is great. This is a great crowd. We do have several people here in the room who are contributing to the magazine right now. If you all can stand up and just wave your hand and say hi. And we thank you. Yes, yes, all our writers. And we're always looking for more new authors, so keep that in mind. This is Alice, and she's going to get started.
Thank you. Okay. So, what makes Joomla so special? We've all gathered here in San Jose, left our jobs and our homes for 3 full days. Some of us have come from very far away to learn about this thing called Joomla. And what makes it so special? Is it because it's a great CMS? This is an article that was published in TechCrunch last month on the launch of Joomla 3.0, which is now integrating responsive design thanks to Twitter Bootstrap. It is the first of the big CMSs to do this, and it's exciting to be leading in mobile this way. Joomla is often compared to WordPress and Drupal, the other open source CMSs that, along with Joomla, have the biggest market share. All three have some similarities, and all three are different. And perhaps for your purposes, you chose Joomla. It just fit your needs for your CMS projects or business. Or is it because Joomla is easy to use? You don't have to know how to program to build a really powerful website that can do email marketing, e-commerce, have its own social network, and the list goes on and on. Thanks to the open source community, lots of complex capabilities are available to us for free or for a very low price compared to how much you would have to pay someone to program it for you. Is there a learning curve? Sure. But someone like me who cannot write a line of PHP code can build a beautiful, powerful, technically very sophisticated website. It's amazing. Did you choose Joomla because of the wide range of extensions? Many times I hear, this is one of the great things about Joomla. We have this fantastic Joomla extension directory, the JED. Over 10,000 extensions now. And this has always been one of Joomla's greatest strengths, all contributed by third-party developers. Maybe you heard that Joomla is really international. We are not one Joomla community. We are many communities all around the world. It is supported and contributed to and developed on every continent in dozens of countries and in many different languages. That's a lot of ingenuity and innovation. Joomla comes loaded with 64 world language packs. That we have a very active translation team. You can have Joomla in any of these languages, both front end and back end. Joomla speaks more languages than any other CMS. I know when Dianne and I, both living in France at the time, started our freelance web design business together at the same time, we knew that we were going to have a lot of websites where we were going to need to have multi-language, and that was one of the reasons I know we went with Joomla. And also, I thought, if Joomla is tapping into so many countries around the world, we're getting all that ingenuity rather than just sticking, every culture, every geographical area has, so much to bring. And I just thought that sounded like, boy, this CMS is going to rock. And it does. Yes. So maybe you were attracted by the fact that Joomla is open source. We hear about that a lot. We've been hearing a lot about that in the last couple of days. With all this worldwide support, it means, in the fact that it's open source, it's not likely to go away in a few months. I've heard many website developers say that this is a strength. This is when pitching a website to a client, this is really a strength. This is not some proprietary software that's going to tank or, disappear. Someone's going to run away with it. It is community owned and community driven. No individual owns the code or can walk away with it. So it's really it's a collaborative project. You can build a strong web presence without having to pay exorbitant proprietary fees for closed source solutions. What's not to love about that? Did you choose Joomla for the choice of templates? We have templates, coming out the wazoo. It's known for its selection of free templates and template clubs, free and commercial, but boy, you can find anything you want. There are so many gorgeous templates to choose from with sleek menu options, themed just for the look you need. So you don't have to be a graphics designer or know how to do wireframes to build an awesome website. You can concentrate on site building. And if you want to make your own templates, I mean, that's getting easier and easier with Write and, everything. So, but I mean, you can choose your level of expertise on that or not, and just pick a beautiful one, maybe change a few colors, which is very easy to do now, and get going. And it's fantastic. So much of the work has been done for us at a small fee or even free. Did you choose Joomla because of Brian Tiemann? We have some we have some cool and wacky people, and it's a pretty neat family, the Joomla World family, and we have a lot of fun at events when we get together, and maybe you just think this wacky, great community is why you joined. Yeah. Well, what did I do? Sorry about that. Okay. Boy, that was dumb. The answer is yes to all of these reasons. Joomla is special for every single reason I just went over. There's a lot to love, and I could just keep going and do a presentation about what's so special about Joomla, and we'll never get to the magazine, but the point is, to move on a little bit, and I just wanted to go over those things and say that it's our honor and privilege to talk to you about one important thing that makes Joomla extra special. I don't think any other CMS out there has something like the magazine that's really the communities, the Joomla community. It's not the Joomla magazine, it's the Joomla community magazine. And you guys give us the content, and it can be whatever you want. And anyway, now we're going to talk about what that involves.
Okay, thanks.
Wait, Dianne.
Hit the next slide, Alice. Okay, the Joomla Community Magazine is what you see there. It's everything. We have interviews, resources. You can read the signs there. And all of this content comes in from you guys. We're not writing it. We're just gathering it. We're editing it. We proof it. We get the images. A lot of times it's at the very last minute on deadline day. Hawaii time, yes. And I think what makes our magazine so special is that it is published on the first of the month, every month, and without fail. And I think that's what Alice said, it is unique to, I think, any open source project, any kind of project like this. I need to flip up here because, okay, what we're doing here now is we have a huge new international section. I wouldn't say the section is new, but we have a new interest in this. In our last issue in November, I don't know if y'all have seen it, we had 40 articles. That doesn't seem like a lot, but when we started with 18 articles in 2010.
Yeah,
And we've steadily kind of increased, but just last month, of the 40 articles, 20 of those were in Spanish, which is incredible. And we want to continue this. So our French articles, we want to get Italian. If you speak another language, please come and write for us or translate one of the US articles or translate one of the blogs or something like that, because we're trying to grow the international section. The languages that we have right now, and I've got to read this off the list, we've got Arabic, Basque, Catalan, Chinese, Danish, French, German, Greek, Hebrew, Italian, Japanese, Khmer, Latin, Lithuanian, Malaysian, Persian, Farsi, Portuguese, Russian, Serbian, Sinhala, Spanish, Tamil, Thai, Turkish, and Ukrainian. Whew, yes, and yes, yes. Where am I at? Oh, okay, and if you're looking at the magazine today, please forgive us because we've just upgraded to 2.5, and we've just like yesterday, we were updated with K2, and
You were missing, like, the
a lot.
content.
Yeah, and here we are. I mean, can you do it on any other day? But thanks.
I would just like to say one thing about the international section. When we launched the magazine, we decided to try to create a place to allow non-English articles somewhere on Joomla.org. And again, in the philosophy of Joomla and community-driven project, would communities come forward? Would they bring content? Quite quickly, they came forward with editors. Articles have been sporadic, and that's normal, and it's buried in the magazine. It's not very accessible because that's a technical reason, the way we have to work the table of contents. Our tagging system makes it difficult to make the international section more prominent. And so as we think about that and work on it now that we're on 2.5 and we have this Spanish team that is going gangbusters, they are working on translating menus and the registration process, and we are going to, I don't know if it's next month or within the next couple of months, you're going to be able to click on a flag and get the whole experience in language. And it's going to start with Spanish because this is our biggest group right now working on it, and then it's going to be you guys. We'd love to add every single flag on the globe, and we are also working to install a translation tool, so you'll see the article in English on the left, and you can translate on the right, and bing bang, a lot of information came out on 3.0. And the community started saying, can we translate this into, we have a Russian guy who was just like, what can I translate? I want to translate something. That's new. Initially, we're thinking, if you have an original article, publish it, and we'll put it here, and we'll see if your community comes and whatever. So that will always continue. But now translating some of these articles really, within a few days of when they've been published, and is going to make this section really rich, and we need to make it much, much more accessible. So we're really working on that. That's our big project right now.
Thank you. Next one. Yeah. So this is the homepage of the magazine, and we've got the table of contents. It's so hard to describe this. This is really a group effort. Is what we need to say. It is talking to everybody here. We just had this leadership session just before this one, and we'd like to get a jug section set up that we can have people from different sections of the world talk about what their jug experience is and what they're doing, and make that a lot more accessible for everybody. In order to get lined up and signed up to become an author, just click up on the subscribe, but not subscribe to, where is it? It's not on this side. It's I think we had, it's down below the table of contents. This is a big issue there. There is a write for us little button there that you can just click on that. It'll take you to the sign up to become an author, fill out the form, put your stuff in there, your bio, and then it'll open up. You can write articles and submit an article for the newsletter. Our deadline, whoosh, is the 23rd of every month, and we kind of laugh at that because it's really the 29th or the 30th where everything kind of comes in. And we're always looking for proofreaders. Seriously, proofreading day is heavy duty. And it's not just proofing for content, it's also looking at the code, making sure the code is clean, because a lot of people just plop it in from a Google Doc and you get all that Google crap coming in.
Look at links and make sure they're really linking to what
they're supposed to be, and that they are actually working. So it's more than just proofreading for typos and that kind of stuff. So help is wanted. Help is wanted. I'm rolling up here. So the community magazine was the Joomla Community Magazine was launched in July of 2010. We have a few people that were really important and active. Yes, Mark Bender, is Renea here? was really active on helping us get that set up. Paul Orwig, our fearless leader there. We've got 100,000 visitors. We've got 627 published articles. We've got comments out the wazoo, as Alice likes to say. And this is us. You can contact us. We can do that too, yeah. Alice and I met in 2001 in the American University in Paris. We were taking a 45-hour professional certificate web design and site management course. We didn't know each other. We were both Americans living in Paris. We had no idea who we just met. What we were doing. We learned HTML and CSS and how to build forms. We took that, we did a flash course afterwards and started to get websites. I was involved working with a nonprofit organization in Paris, a women's nonprofit organization, and this was back in 2001. And websites in France at that time were just kind of coming up, right, I would say. And the nonprofit organizations, Anglophone organizations in Paris, there's a lot of them. And we got involved building smaller websites for them, which branched us out, which branched us out, which branched us out. So most of our clients are nonprofit associations in Paris. I've just left France. I've moved back to the States after 20 years. So I'm now branching out. I've still got my French clients, but I'm branching out into my local community and looking for work there. Hire me. We started back then with the HTML, and then a friend of ours' husband was working with something called Mambo. And we said, oh, wow, what's that? Mama likes Mambo. And, what he said was, it makes it so easy for you to update your pages. And we said, well, show us. So he sat down, he came over, and the first thing he showed us is how to change a footer on the date, the copy, change the year. And we used to go page by page by page. And he said, watch this, ding, dong, ding, done. And it just, we were like, oh, wow. Oh my God, that works, yeah. But we started working with Joomla. We'd been doing the websites with Joomla, but we really got involved with the community when JPeople was launched. And at the time we were working on a website that had JOM Social installed. And we knew that by going in and friending everybody, because the JPeople was set up using JOM Social, you had to go in and say hello to, you have to friend everybody in order to make this whole thing work. So we're like, hi, 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 didn't know anybody.
Like
and
the golden retrievers of Joomla.
Yeah. But, nobody knew who we were, and we're just like friending everybody. And, one day it was like, I said, Alice, the president of Open Source Matters friended me, can you believe it? Anyway, so we got involved with that, and then there was a call out for the Joomla Community Magazine. And I come from a print background, and deadlines are my life, and we both said, yeah, let's get involved. So Paul Orwig at the time, there we go, was the editor, and he really brought us in, and he really let us do what we wanted to do. He just said, go for it, do what you want to do, write, edit, proof, whatever it is that you're good at. And one of the things that I was kind of driving me nuts was the original table of contents was only listing the categories. It wasn't listing the individual articles. And I'm like, there's no buy-in. There's no desire to click on any of these links. So he said, well, change it. And I'm like, change it? I can do that? Cool. So, opened up Photoshop, did a little, layout and sent it over to the developers. And the table of contents that's what it turned out to be. On this particular image, this was the October 2010 issue, and Paul was actually here doing the Joomla Day West. Was it Joomla Day West? Yes. So he gave me the keys to the magazine and said, it's your baby this month, you're in charge. So he went pink. But we love Paul. We do have a lot of different ways of communicating. Our favorite one is the white padded room. This is our Skype chat. We've got a ton of people in here. We have work days. We've got sort of ongoing discussions about anything you can imagine, but on launch day, it gets serious when we're trying to, get things going and what needs to be done. And once we hit the launch button, it's like what needs to be fixed. So, there's
half an hour. Don't look at it.
yeah. But we share ideas. We assign tasks. We ask for help. We're always asking for help, and we have a lot of fun in there. If anybody is interested in joining the team, you get to go in there and have some fun with us too. The authors, wow, yeah, you guys make it, because you're coming from so many different places in the world. You bring your perspective, you bring your experience, and you bring your voice, and this is really what it's all about, is you telling your Joomla story, you sharing your knowledge with the rest of this community, the worldwide community. 30 minutes? Oh, cool. Okay. Sign up. Write for us. Write about anything. I asked Ruth back there, please write for me. She sends me like, wow, too big. Yes. Mark is writing. Scott, thank you, Scott, came in. He just popped in, and I said, well, we need some articles about design. And he's like, cool. We had this great template framework article from him. Jacques is our Hawaiian Time events editor. Olivier is doing some dev work for us. Who else do we have in here? I can't see. Sandy's writing some bits for us, and we're looking for more people always.
Sure. Yeah. And a lot of people, it doesn't occur to them to write like an article, and you don't have to have Shakespearean writing skills to write an article. And we'll help you. It doesn't have to. We do some editing, and that's not a problem. But there are stories. We do interviews, things that people love. If you have solved a problem and there was a little bit of code involved, and you have a couple of screenshots, and here's how to. I think I'm thinking of an article recently where I think it was Nicola Galgano. He wrote it originally in Italian, and I helped him translate it into English. And I think it was how to make your extension update to the next version or something, or change. It was something very specific, or to get your back end to call it, or to whatever. I don't know. This is not my area. But it was so popular because it was something really, something that a person might have to go look in to find how to do it, and he just had it all lined out like that. That sort of really techie, dev-focused article is really popular. Templates are hot. If you've done something and it's a little bit different and you think it might be useful to other people, share that stuff with us. We love to get that kind of stuff.
We not only have authors, we also have a dev team. Olivier's over here. We have Oliver, Simon, Olaf, and we're looking for other people to join and help us out with that. We're running the magazine on K2, and like I said, we just got upgraded yesterday, so we'll be sitting down and going through it. If you see anything out of the ordinary, please let us know, because we can't look at everything all at once, but we do need extra eyes on it. And we do thank Fotis for all of his help with that. Thank you, Fotis. The magazine is broken down into the issues with the table of contents, obviously, that changes every month, and the international section is I think our biggest drive right now. And did you mention that Vic is helping us with Josetta? Yeah. Right. So Vic Drover is going to install Josetta for us, and hopefully that's going to really streamline everything with the international side. Wait, I'm not going up here. My favorite, Illustrators. Boy, do we need illustrators. These are two different illustrations. One's by Yipper, which was Herman Pieren in the Netherlands. And what was, I can't remember. Nelleke, that's what, yeah. She was fabulous. And usually we would call them, get on Skype with them like 2 days before and say, I need an article that says Joomla Rising. That's what that one is about. And then this one was Sarah Sterling, and I wanted something, Joomla around the world, and they just do what they want to do. We need illustrators. We're always looking at the last minute for images, illustrations, because an article without an illustration is wallpaper, frankly, and it just brings you in, it ties you in. If anybody is interested, please see us. We'll happily sign you up. So, Bingo. Oh, yeah. 2011. Yeah, 2 JOSCARs. We won the Best Community Website and the Joomla Innovation of the Year. That was a big honor. That was a big honor, but it's not us. It was all of everybody, the teams. That was a great moment. I've never spoken before. So what are we looking for? Authors, editors, international editors, developers, illustrators, and just more people to come in and join us and contribute. So you can contact us. Oh, we have this one. That's right. That's where we put that one. There's the button. So the write to us, just go to magazine.joomla.org, click on write for us. That will take you to the whole explanation. It'll give you a list of author resources, our style guidelines, image guidelines, everything that you need to know. And we want you. Can I repeat that enough? We want you. We need you. There we go. Yay. So there we go. Anybody have questions on anything?
The question is, what is the right length for an article? Yeah, in words, I'm not usually counting them in words, but I think on your web screen, it's not a lot more than like a page of text or 2. If you have a much longer or extended idea, you can split it up into 2 articles or 3 parts. We do that, and then people look forward to the next installment. That's perfectly fine. Every now and then we have a rather lengthy article if it's how to code something very specific. Screenshots take up a lot of space, but we can. It's more is not necessarily better. It's as long as your thought is developed. And when I interview people, I usually ask about 6 questions, and each question response ends up being about a paragraph, and that makes a great page. And if you're to the point, that's great. So, okay. Any other questions? You are welcome to help us out.
I think one of the articles, the categories that we'd really like to have more articles in is the development, because a lot of us, we're not developers, and when we're reading these articles, we're learning a lot out of that. And I know there's different levels of technical comprehension on this, but simpler explanations like how to use Bootstrap, that's a big thing right now, is welcomed. Even template overrides, anything that we're not aware of would be appreciated. The jug groups, the developers, the designers, if you have a design site that we have website showcase studies, anything.
Yeah. If you see a website that you thought was fantastic and you think it'd be really interesting to a lot of people, a case study profiles the website. It tells what extensions are being used and how it was done, and we showcase websites from all around the world, and people love those articles too. Security is really interesting. It's a really wide range. We're speaking to everyone from a newbie to very advanced developer. So we try to put a little bit of leadership information in every issue. And one of the things I think we're proud about on the magazine, it is the only place where the organization is putting information out on a schedule. We're going to try and work on a more of a curated blog on Joomla.org. We need to channel communications better than we do. But the magazine is quite a lot of information, and Mark Dexter on the PLT has said, that a lot of the articles are useful for the developers, and they want to link them to the wiki. We're going to include that, so when an issue is archived, those articles are harder to find and harder to sift through. So we would like to improve sort of our tagging system and make that a richer experience, but it's been working pretty well. Mark? Yes. You want to talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
this?
Yeah, we just started last month. This was an idea that came from Matt Baylor, who's now the new lead Jedi, I call him. He's leading the JED team, and what he wanted to do was get rid of the editor's picks on the JED and replace it with the community picks. What do we all like? So we got together, we put a form together, and we've had over, oh man, a lot. We've had a lot of responses, so we're cutting that off. We're going to end that on the 20th and start sifting through and picking out, I think, the top 3 or 5. I'm not sure. We haven't really decided yet. This is the first time we're doing this, and it's going to be an ongoing monthly thing. So it's not going to be the typical everybody loves JCE. Yes, we do. But we're trying to get the lesser known extensions that everybody's using and sort of put a little more personal touch on it so that you guys can see what else is out there aside from just that front page when you're looking for stuff that you have the top ones. Yes. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, yeah.
Mark?
The author's resources, we're revamping those right now, so we can make it easier for new writers to come in, especially the international writers. So I wrote those originally when the magazine came out. We did the housekeeping with A2 and after 2.5, so now it's time to clean the shop up. And
Mm-hmm.
in the next couple of months, we're going to update those. So if you got ideas about what we can do to make it easier to figure out how to help us, please, one of the 3 of us,
Just you
reach
can,
out to us.
yeah, magazine@community.joomla.org.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scott, I would like to ask, what was your experience? Because you're a new author with us.
I have a site called joomladirect.com, which I put tutorials up for beginners after beginners, and I try to bring some of that to the Joomla Community Magazine, and I try to keep my articles in the design section. I was surprised that there were published in the past in that category.
This is why we keep saying we need more articles to come in, because
Personally, I work with a lot of designers and developers, front-end developers, and the magazine's great for recruiting people that aren't familiar with Joomla
mm-hmm,
into the Joomla world. So
mm-hmm.
more articles about design and development on an official Joomla site definitely helps out with that.
Yeah. One of the other sections that we've got is that's new is the Business Matters section, which Gabe and Luke have been running. Alice and I did a talk at the Milwaukee Jug last February, and I tapped him. I said, he said, "Oh, I'd like to write." I said, "Please write." And I mean, this Business Matters section has grown like crazy, and it's consistent every month, and that's what we would like to do with the developers and the designers. And our other topic is the it's featured stories, which we just have interviews and stuff like that. We've got the monthly haiku. Y'all can write a haiku for us, and yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. You can do videos, we have image gallery, you can do video, not a problem. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I just want to say, I don't know how it happened, but steadily for over 2 years now, every month, we haven't had a dud issue. I mean, every issue has been interesting. People read it, people appreciate it. We get a lot of positive feedback. I don't think we've maxed out our potential yet by any means, but it is really encouraging to hear what it means to people. And again, we wouldn't have an issue every month if people didn't submit articles, and it just miraculously seems every month to come together, an issue that we're all really proud to have worked on and published. So thanks, and yeah. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
You log in, you register, and once you're in there, you can submit the article. You get the JCE window pop up, and it's JCE. So, yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Clean your code, please. Yeah. Anybody else? There we go. Jacques, would you like to add anything from Hawaii time?
I think I'd like to add that we owe a lot of appreciation to Dianne and to Alice. They're really very supportive people, and they're inspiring also. At sometimes I've been, do I really want to submit the article now? I've got a lot of other pressures and things that's higher in the priority, and I said, no, we'll wait for you. It's not yet Hawaiian time.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you can still submit it, and or they'll just help to look for a picture to add to the article, and also in the Skype chat where the authors chat, so I think a lot of the success of the magazine is due to their dedication to the magazine and their personalities, their humanity, the way they deal with people. So yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, yeah.
If you can't find, a nice image for the article,
I'll help.
you do that.
Yeah,
We do that a lot.
a lot. Yeah,
I've been just making my own, creating my own, but
Yeah.
sometimes I don't really have the time to do it.
yeah, yeah. What we like to have the way it's set up in the back end is we've got an intro box, and that's just that intro text on the top. It's all styled. You don't have to do any kind of styling to it. Then we have the intro image, which is the big one that's just above the article, and that's always in a pop-up. So our size is 800 by 533, so that it's formatted to fit. And then the rest of the articles in the lower bottom box that flows through. So.
On that appreciation note, Diane, I have a little gift for you. I do.
Yeah. Are you serious? Merd. Okay. It's a little stamp that says Merd. Which.
If you know Diane, if you're in any chat rooms with Diane, it's a little rubber stamp. There you
That's
go.
really funny. Thank you, Alice. Oh, thank you. Anyway, okay, that's it. That's all we got.